So first, I'm gonna apologize. I haven't planned my speech out as well as others may have because they're too amazing. Like when they talk, you have to listen. So especially Khadija. Um, so disclaimer already. Also, there's no eloquence in my speech. Apologies. So first, I want to thank the class of 1966. You guys are amazing. So like what you've done is like just so excellent. I want to thank Joy for taking us out to ice cream the other day. It was so good. I want to thank her for letting me spam her. I want to thank Debbie because Debbie was amazing. Like when we got off the thing, she was just so excited to see me, and I didn't even know her. And I was like, she was, and just the Princeton Prize in general for being helpful. Like once they emailed me, I was just like, are you sure? So then, okay, so I was extremely happy when I was notified. So what I will tell you is that I founded an organization called the Young Hackers. The Young Hackers is an organization where we hack into systematic data systems, we retrieve information from pilot servers that we get any free Netflix accounts, we get free Uber rides. No, I'm kidding. So that's not what we do at all. That's not what we do. So what the definition of hacker should be remodified to this hip version. It means someone who codes. That's what a hacker is. Someone who codes, not someone who hacks into anything. It's someone who codes, someone who builds things. Hacker, what we decided to do is make hackathons, organize these events where someone who codes, hacker, goes to. The event is called a hackathon. We're really tricky with that wordplay there. Hackers go to hackathons. So what we do at these events is people build the most amazing things you could think of. They build iPhone apps, they build websites, they build FM radio over Wi-Fi. FM radio that runs through Wi-Fi. They build, what else have they built? I have a list. Oh, some kid built a chair that detects if you have Ebola or fever. And he wants to implement it in planes. And you're like, bruh. So on top of all that, so my name is Mamadou Diallo. I haven't said that. I'm 16. I go to unimportant high school in New York City. I'm not going to tell you the name because it's actually literally nothing special to me because the school does nothing for me in essence. And I know that's blatant, but that's the way it is. And so I've learned so much this week. It's crazy. In these past 3 days, in this week alone, I've learned what I've learned in 3 months, which just sets to the New York City public school education system. And so you're wondering, my organization, what does it have to do with race, right? So I grew up in Guinea, which is the country my parents over there from. Shout out. So I came over here, came over here when I was 8. I was born here, went over there, came back when I was 8. If you know, my name is Mamadou Diallo. If you slap off the M, you get Amadou Diallo, which is the guy who got shot. How much times? It was a lot. I don't want to say the number. So that's my cousin. Yeah, that's my cousin. I didn't know this throughout my childhood or whatever. But once you realize, growing up in Africa, I never realized I was black. So everybody's black in Africa. So it's nothing special. So once you come here, you realize, oh wow, you're black here. Did you know that? I'm like, oh wow, scary. So over time, I got interested in building things. I like to tinker with technology, whatever. So eventually, I realized there was a massive lack of minorities in the tech industry. I did this through a program I found out called All-Star Code. It made me realize a bunch of stuff. And then the first step to solving any problem is acknowledging there's a problem. So interesting fact, 1.4 million tech jobs by 2020. And you're like, whoa. And Google's complaining there's nobody there to fill them. So another interesting fact, 1% are African American. And you're like, bruh. So everywhere. So how did we decide to solve this problem? The Young Hackers. At first, we didn't start this. At first, I just wanted a bunch of people to come to my event. I wanted Google to give me $10,000 to do all these events. 200 kids will show up, and they will get travel reimbursement. So you come here from Florida, pay for your flight, we'll feed you, just build something awesome. So in that, on our first hackathon event, it was called Breaking Barriers. A spontaneous conversation on race just started. And you're like, what? It was these two kids, and it was these two white Caucasian kids. He had Asian with them, and there was these 3 other kids, 2 African Americans and 1 feminist. And so they were the white Caucasian kids were saying there's no problem in diversity, and you're like, there's no problem with diversity in tech. And that was their point. Their argument was, it's nothing. It's not a big deal. We don't need it. And I'm just like, okay. It's okay. You don't understand. You're just a little bit ignorant. Yeah. So in this conversation, we had to like convince them. I was like, this is a really big deal. So with this, we organize events that allows Black, white, Asian, all the diversity in New York City to just collaborate. The majority of the people that come to our events are white and Asian. So as we reach out to schools with a bunch of African American culture, we put them in there, and we try and, if they get interested in computer science, they eventually go to a good school, school major in computer science or whatever. But we also like make them indirectly like collaborate. So like, you can't force people. You can't force a bunch of different people from colors, like yellow, white, black, come together. But what you can do is tell them to build an app where you'll give them $1,000 if they make something that makes diversity better. Like, oh, whoa, let's build this. So they'll come in a circle. You'll be like, work with different people. Don't work with your friends. If you're white, more than likely your friend is white. So you combine with somebody. So to build the most awesome app, you need to solve the problem. How do you solve the problem? You have to talk about race. So they end up talking about race for like the entire time. You're like, whoa, they just talked about race. And so they don't know they just made their first black friend or whatever. So you're like, oh my God. So after that, we just continue doing that, and that's what we're doing on. I wanted to thank all my friends. I heard this is going to be on YouTube, so I'm going to say their names so they know who they are. It's like a bunch of us. Austin, Joshy, Grace, Naeem, Gary, Eric, Surinder, Javon, Esther, Tim, Brandon, Devon. Thank you. I want to thank our sponsors for our events. I mean, they would not possibly happen without that money. And they just literally, they don't throw money at us, but it's like, the cause is so great that they understand that it's, really meaningful. And thank you for supporting the next generation. And we have a next hackathon called In Future. It's a global hackathon. I'm trying to get Princeton to be a part of it, so the majority of you guys probably help me out. It's trying to get 2,000 people from around the world to come together and literally build the most awesome thing they could think of. And these are all high school students, no college students allowed, sorry. This is for you guys to recruit the most awesome hackers. This Ultimate Diversity Hackathon, I'd love for Princeton to be a part of it. I love everybody. And shout out to my parents again. All right, thank you.